Good morning, my friends. How are you? Welcome to another edition of Behind the Mic with me, Mike Avery. And I'm not here in the Outdoor Magazine radio studio, and I'm not going to talk real loud. I'm here in a blind in central Ohio, bow hunting with Bill Pyles of Ohio Bow Hunting Outfitters. It's a rainy morning, it's a cold morning, but I've got a spot here that's nice and comfortable. I was a little concerned I wasn't going to be able to get a signal out of here because my cell is marginal at best. And I am going to keep ducking away from the camera. Good morning, Ross. How are you? Carl, nice to have you along with us. My name is Mike Avery. This is another edition of Behind the Mic, but I'm not behind the mic in the Outdoor Magazine radio studio. I'm bow hunting in Ohio, central Ohio, with Bill Pyles of Ohio Bow Hunting Outfitters. Good morning, John. Brent, good morning. How are you? I'm not, well, maybe I'll show some of your, see, there's some of your, any deer yet. I have, see, it's going to, I'm not going to, what's Friday? What's Friday, Johnny? I mean, I'm sure there's something going on. I just don't know about it. I'm not going to bring up the comments here because my phone is balanced precariously on a little stand here, new comments. So I'll try to respond to them. Mad Jack, good morning. Captain Jim, congrats on your buck. Dinner at my oh, it's dinner at my house. Okay, then. We'll see you then, Johnny. I'm not going to yell what day it is this morning. Anyway, yeah, I did. I'm sitting here, and I'll show you here in a minute, but I'm in a very, very nice elevated blind. Now, this is not the norm for bow hunting here with Bill. He's got some great stands. Good morning, Daryl. How are you? No, Johnny did not get out of bed. He's still in bed this morning. Most of Bill Pyle's stands are ladder stands, a few hang-ons, and some elevated muddy style insulated fabric blinds. But this farm that I'm on, the landowner built this beautiful elevated blind. It's really set up for gun hunting. And it's overlooking a food plot on the edge of about 150 acres of corn. Behind me is a ridge that's covered with acorns and a food plot on top. Now, up until last night, I was sitting up on that ridge. I have seen 2 bucks in there, a small 1.5-year-old buck, and a 2.5-year-old buck, but not the type of deer that you come to Ohio to shoot. Good morning, Patrick. How are you? Martin, good morning. How are you? Again, my name is Mike Avery. Eric, good morning. Thanks. Appreciate it. My son, James, who is hunting probably 20 miles from here, saw a beautiful buck last night. I didn't ask him if it was an 8 or a 10. Heavy beamed, probably mid 130s. Very, very nice buck. Johnny Bowler has seen a couple of very, very nice bucks. The weather has not really cooperated with us. How's the weather? It's cold, and it's been rainy, and it's been very windy. The cold has been nice because it gets deer up moving. The rain, it's just uncomfortable for the hunters, but the wind, it's been so windy that it is like the wind's down this morning, and this big doe right after daylight that I saw come up out of the corn, I thought she was going to come into this food plot here. She came up out of the corn, very nervous, looking behind her, and I thought, oh, here's a nice buck coming up behind her. So I slowly opened the window on the blind. I got my dart and crossbow all ready, and there was nothing behind me. Sean says he's behind you. Could be. Could be. Bill says my view is better than his in Flint. I don't doubt that. Crows. I don't know. I may go back up on top of the hill tonight. just for a little bit different view. I thought this was going to be real hot, and I don't doubt that it is. Let me show you what it is that I'm looking at and where it is that I'm sitting. Again, my name is Mike Avery. This is another edition of Behind the Mic. I'm in Central Ohio, bow hunting with Bill Pyles of Ohio Bow Hunting Outfitters. No big. Hey, good morning, John. How are you? You like the VersaSkins? VersaSkins, just change your skin for the season you're in. I've actually got. Hey, Shannon. Good morning. How are you? I'm actually, I'll be honest, there's even a heater in this blind, but it got so warm I had to turn it off. So I'm not roughing it right now. Okay, remember, it takes me a minute with this setup to turn the camera around, but I'm going to give it a try here. Settings, camera, and then I can switch it to the back camera. Ooh, da, 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 da. Okay, here we go. This is the view out one of my side windows. There is the big cornfield. There is the food plot. And up here is this beautiful, beautiful hardwood ridge. In fact, you can see it when I turn around. There it is behind me. And the colors are, actually, I think they're past prime right now. Let me take you around to the other side. This is what I'm looking at on the other side. Okay? I mean, it's a great spot. Visibility is great. And then here is the big picture. That's looking over the food plot. A beautiful farm down there. And again, probably 150 acres of corn. Can I show you around the blind here a little bit? And again, this isn't a typical blind, but let me show you this. Look at this. This blind is a personal blind of the landowner who gave up hunting. He hasn't hunted it in years. So nobody comes back here to this blind. Nobody sees it. But this is what he has on the wall that he shot off this farm, and nobody even gets to see it. Beautiful table set up. There's my bow of choice. Look at pink Crocs. I think he had his wife or his girlfriend in here. A dart and crossbow. But I mean, look at how cool this is. He did it right. Making sure there's no deer out there. Okay, let me open the back door. And now you'll get to see. That's the view. And the blind I was hunting and will probably hunt tonight is straight up that hill, about 100 feet higher, about 80 feet higher. And 100 yards away. Martin says maybe he had both. Well, maybe. Okay. Oh, I got my shooting sticks. I cannot handhold a crossbow at any distance at all, and most people can't. I've got I got my crystal light, my binos, my rangefinder. I'll go back to that in a minute. Let me turn my camera back around. Settings, camera, front. Okay. So that is, I know it's more of a cottage. And listen, I lucked out here. It's not, Bill has some great setups, but this is not typical. I've hunted with Bill off and on for 25 years, and I've never had a setup like this one. I just happened to stumble into this one, right? Everything but the deer. But it is a very comfortable, very unique, kind of a cool place to be. As I overlook this food plot, I overlook a standing cornfield, oaks behind me. So it's just a matter of waiting it out. It is a dream blind. If I had property, this is the type of blind that I would set up, just so I could sit here all day in comfort and just wait them out. Has anybody harvested a deer yet? No. There's no electricity and water, but there is a heater in here. How's the wind? It's been absolutely terrible down here. The wind has been Yeah, you could do it all day. Sit here, easy, very easy. The wind has been absolutely terrible. Nobody has a deer down yet, Ross. There have been some big boys sighted. My son James saw a very nice heavy beamed buck last night in a bean field. It started out 109 yards away. It got as close as 86 yards away. He said if it would have come another 25 yards, he would have been able to shoot at it. It would double as a man cave off season. Yeah, it's beautiful. The guy did a great job. I mean, handmade barn wood. It's really a very special place that I'm kind of blessed to be able to enjoy here for a couple hours or a few hours on this hunt. But I might abandon it. Tonight, I think I might go back up the hill to where I was before. No solar power for the phone. I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to get a signal here because it's very iffy. I think I lucked out and temporarily got a 5G signal so I could do it. So what is your comfortable range? My comfortable range as far as shooting, I would say is 40 yards. I would prefer not to shoot any farther than 40 yards. The dart and crossbow and most good crossbows these days are capable of shooting probably twice that. I would never shoot at a deer at that distance. If I had a deer in this situation at 40 yards, calm and broadside, I would take a shot. 50, I don't think so. 50, I don't think so. John's off to Lure Lipstick Land. All right, John, have a good day in Lure Lipstick Land. How long am I in Ohio? Probably just until tomorrow. And you know how it is. When you leave a hunt, everything gets so much, everything, right, the changes, the calm day tomorrow. Well, then I need to stay down here and hunt tomorrow. It was spitting snow. We didn't get the snow they did in the UP. Jim says, darn wind. Actually, he said, damn wind. You can't fish the Lake Erie until Friday. The way this wind has been, it's been tough for anything outdoors, right? Hunting and fishing both. All right, now, I'm not going to tell you that it's hump day, but it is hump day. I usually do these behind the mic segments from the Outdoor Magazine radio studio. Not this, who's on the show this week? I recorded it last Wednesday. I don't have the rundown in front of me. I can tell you that Wild Game Chef Extraordinaire Dixie Dave Miner is on it. I can tell you that Eric Skeeter Beckman. Hey, Johnny. Johnny's checking in right now. Hey, VersaSkins, just change your skin. Hey, Paul, look it. I've been wearing my VersaSkins. Just change your skin for the season you're in. Johnny's checking in from the Southside Diner. Johnny's not a morning hunter, but I think it's okay because Johnny saw 3 big, beautiful bucks last night. My son James saw a big, beautiful shooter buck last night. Good morning, Paul. How are you? I know that Eric Skeeter Beckman from Brenton, USA Hunting Rifles is on. And I don't remember because it was a week ago. You're not the first person to say there's a big one behind me. Oh, so there's West Central Illinois. I'm in Central Ohio. Again, I'm hunting with Bill Pyles of Ohio Bow Hunting Outfitters. Do not look at this blind around me and say this is a typical bow hunt down here because it's not. 78 yards and 52 yards with a 10-point. My son James has a 10-point, and I think it's probably the most beautiful crossbow I've ever seen. I got to be honest with you. Flint Truck Assembly, keep making those trucks, John. This is not a typical setup. Bill Pyles of Ohio Bow Hunting Outfitters has some very nice spots. Ladder stands, some hang-ons, some elevated portable blinds, but nothing like this. This just happens to be the landowner's blind that I was lucky enough to be able to get in. But I don't know if I'll hunt here tonight. Based in Fenton, sounds interesting, Michigan Outdoor Obsession. 12 by 12 elevated deer camp that is super nice. If I had land that I owned or a leased property that I knew I was going to be able to hang on to for a while, this would be the type of dream setup that I would want. This hunt, it's the second year we've come back to Ohio. Richard said he loves his 10 point, super skinny and fast. My Darton is pretty small profile. This is what I'm using. This is the Darton Toxin RD reverse draw. I've got a very, very nice scope on it. So this is the bow that I'm shooting. I'm shooting rec, Michigan-based rec broadheads. I love the recs, but you know I love anything Michigan-based. Anyway, my son James and I used to hunt down here with Bill a lot when we had the TV show. Yes, I got a Tacticam on there too. I don't have a video camera with me. I don't have a TV camera with me, but I do have the Tacticam on there. And that will allow me, when that big buck walks in front of me, to get some video, so it's not just my recollections and a description. We used to hunt down here with Bill and his wife Joan and son Neil for the TV show. I got away from it for several years, and then last year a group of us on a Wednesday night live similar to this got talking about we need to go down to Ohio, and Bill Pyles came on and said, you guys are welcome to come down here. So we did. Last year was our first Mike Avery Outdoors outing back down here. This is the second year. I would imagine we will do a third, and we will probably have an opening. If you want to come down and hunt with us, or if you want to hunt with Bill Pyles in general, his website is ohiobowhuntingoutfitters.com. That's ohiobowhuntingoutfitters.com. You are absolutely right, John. They call it reverse draw because the string is on the inside, normally not on the outside. Not reverse draw. That's a good point. Let's talk about that. You know how some crossbows, you actually pull the string back this way, the opposite of how this one is? Yeah, this is a reverse draw because the strings are on the opposite side of the cam, not because the string draws the wrong way. Those make me nervous. Okay, ohiobowhuntingoutfitters.com. Bill is generally fairly well booked because he's a pretty well-known guy, and he's got like 26,000 acres of leased land that he has access to. But I'm sure he can find you a spot, and I suspect we can find you a spot. Now, normally I would be stopping this because I would have to do this week's Outdoor Magazine radio show. Obviously, that has already been recorded. I've got it uploaded, and it's distributed to the electronic world. I will not do a Wednesday night live tonight. It'll be just about dark at that point. I will either be sitting back in this blind, or I will be in a blind up on top of the hill. But no Wednesday night live tonight. My name is Mike Avery. This is Behind the Mic, so it's Mike Behind the Mic, although this morning I'm just behind the phone. I'm here in Central Ohio bow hunting with Bill Pyles of Ohio Bow Hunting Outfitters. I'm going to sign off now. My website, MikeAveryOutdoors.com. My email address is mike@MikeAveryOutdoors.com. We'll see if I even do a Wednesday night update. I certainly will not do a Wednesday night live. I think that's it. I've shown you what I'm hunting with. I've shown you where I'm hunting. I've talked about who I'm hunting with. Oh, and I think that's probably going to wrap it up. All right, my friends, appreciate the well wishes. I'm probably going to hunt for another hour or so, and then I'll be back this afternoon and do an evening hunt. One last scan. Don't see anything. All right. Now I'm going to get back to my serious hunting. Have a good day, my friends. I appreciate you joining me on this edition of Behind the Mic. No Wednesday night live tonight.